Hello and welcome to a very festive Square Raindrop. I'm Jo Wheeler.
And I'm Steff Golter, and these are my antlers.
Looks like it's going to rain, dear.
Sorry, I laughed.
Well, for Scotland it is.
Oh, a lot, yeah. Scotland's, seeing a lot of rain. Big problems. And the rest of us, fairly benign, I have to say.
It is. Now, do you know something? One of the worst forecasts that we do is cloud, because we've got high pressure basically governing southern parts of the country, but cloud kind of building from the west. And I'm out here on the east coast, and honestly, it looks like a summer's day. If we had the temperatures to go with it, we would be sunbathing. Yeah, so much for large amounts of cloud. Haven't really got any.
Well, they've all come here, Jo. In Winchester, we've got it all.
Ah, well, I'll just wait. They'll probably turn up here sooner or later. But the temperatures over the weekend, quite spectacular.
Yeah, really mild, like 11 or 12. Some places, good 9 or 10 degrees above where they should be at this time of year.
So if we all sing together, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Well, I won't sing with you because it will make your ears bleed. But that dream of a white Christmas, if it was this weekend, would be a long way off.
But this is bear baiting, isn't it, Steph? Because you do not like those long-term forecasts. I love a good look into the crystal ball and go, do you know what? This is kind of what's happening. And so I, of course, have been watching this day by day. And the one thing I can say is that there's a lot of high pressure around, which is always more reliable. I mean, high pressure is the friend, that you'd call in a crisis. High pressure is the friend you call if your car broke down, because they'll come and help. They're always there for you. Whereas low pressure friends, flaky as. So there's a lot of high pressure around, and therefore slightly more confidence in what's likely to happen than not. First of all, how are we going to get away from this mild weather? How are we going to get rid of that?
Well, what we need is the winds to change.
Mary Poppins on the phone, which they do actually. They do, because as this high pressure sets into the west, we see rain coming south on Monday. By the way, prepare for a very wet day on Tuesday. There's a lot of rain in the south. But then we get into this northwesterly flow, which first of all returns temperatures close to what we'd expect at this time of year. And then as we go towards the Christmas period, might get a little bit colder still. Who knows? Well,
yeah. See, my issue with these long range forecasts is you're basically looking at, it could do this, it could do this, but then I could be wrong, because there's so much that we don't know about the weather that could just tip the balance either way. So people go, oh, it's going to be cold. And you go, well, it looks like it might be. And then when it actually comes to it, it's mild. Got that wrong, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. But no, I didn't.
If you'd asked me the day before, I'd have got it absolutely right. The fact that you asked me 10 days ago. And okay, yes, so we are into the rundown to Christmas now. So we are watching it. And this is literally just watching what's happening at the moment. It is all subject to change. But you know something, even if it changes, well, again, yeah, could be wrong. If high pressure went and sat on top of us, well, we'd have a very quiet Christmas. But at the moment, it does look fairly stormy. We've got some areas of low pressure approaching, which have got some real deep centers to them. So I think from a travel point of view, just as a think about this, it could be very windy at times.
Yes, so we've got the really heavy rain over Scotland, which in Western Scotland is an issue there, but there's low population density in the west coast of Scotland. If that was transferred elsewhere, that we were seeing that persistent and heavy and relentless rain, it would cause more problems. So yeah, it's just a case of where we get hit really over the next week or so.
Yeah, we shall have to see. Of course, many people are ready for Christmas. I've got a tree up. I thought I'd sit next to it because I was very proud. My idea of decorating the tree actually is a load of power tools, because I've got this very silly base, and the trunk is always too big for the base. So I have to spend hours with a jigsaw drill and a chisel and a file trying to get it in. And by that time, I'm just not interested in the decorating of it at all. As my daughter said, the sensible thing to do, Mum, she said, is get a different pot. There's a good idea.
She's got a point there, to be fair. My big concern about Christmas this year is my little boy, who's beautiful. He's 8, and at school, they teach him random things. He's been playing the ukulele, and now he's been sewing. So he's very, very proud of the purse that he's made. He's made it.
I think that is really important, that both boys and girls should learn to sew in
Absolutely.
school. I think that's fantastic. So he's made a purse.
Yeah, and he's been
Wow.
telling me about its progress. He picked a turquoisey colour, which he knows is my favourite. He's then done blanket stitch all the way around the outside. He's super proud of it. And he said, Mummy, next I'm going to make you a hat for Christmas. And
Wow, that's a bit ambitious.
well, it's quite ambitious. He said the first thing we need to do is like to cut bits out so that we can do it with paper, and then we go on to the felt. It's got to be felt, Mum. What colour hat would you like? And I'm thinking, a felt hat? Then he comes home with his purse.
Okay.
This is the purse. Now, it is a beautiful purse, but I'm not sure I want to wear a hat of similar quality on my head outside the house. And I can't offend him. Like, he's so cute. He just wanted, Mummy, I'm going to make my first thing, and it's going to be for you, and it's for Christmas.
That is glorious. Good luck with that hat. Do you know something? You'd better prepare that smile on Christmas Eve. Yeah.
So if you're in Winchester and over the next month or so, you see someone wearing a very strange hat, it's me. Come and say hello.
Well, do you know something? My Christmas story so far, I mean, quite apart from the fact I have not bought one single,
Not that you're panicking.
One single solitary Christmas present, right? I've now got a bad record with turkeys. I mean, I had the Christmas that I was 2 Turkey Joe, because I ordered a turkey, forgetting I'd already ordered a turkey the year before. I mean, there's a year in between, for goodness sake. So I had these 2 enormous turkeys, and I mean huge turkeys, to feed a family of 7 in the COVID years. So there were only actually 3 of us anyway, and then I had 2 of them. And this year, you see, I thought I'd get away scot-free. You know, other people's
turkey free.
Yeah, I thought that I didn't have to cook Christmas dinner at all. And then my daughter said, oh yeah, she said, I'm coming back for Christmas. And at this point, I was fairly confident that, having made the mess up with the turkeys last year, that I would have ordered one, which I hadn't. When I called the man, there was no turkey. And so I had to go ringing around. And I called my butcher. He knows me well. And he goes, why doesn't it surprise me, Jo? Why doesn't it surprise me that you're the only person in Lincolnshire that hasn't ordered a turkey yet? He said, I've got one last one. So I've got the last turkey in the shop. Happy days. Yeah, how good is that?
Excellent. Yes, I have no exciting food turkey stories, really, other than the fact that when we lived in Doha, a friend always used to give us turkeys. And therefore, we had no say over what size these turkeys were. And they were enormous. One year, we actually had to take, you know, the grills that go in. We had to unscrew the thing that you put the grills in because we couldn't get the turkey in. And as for the vegetables, they had to go up the road. We had to give them to a neighbour to cook.
Do you know what happens if you can't fit the turkey in the oven?
No. What?
You actually break its spine, so that it becomes more compact. There you go. You see, not just weather, but a bit of culinary know-how as well.
Yes. Whereas I just attacked my oven with a screwdriver. It was never the same again.
Why is it whether people go for the power drills on, you know, the garage, the toolkit, when something goes wrong, rather than just think for a little minute, you know? But anyway, so we're in this one up to Christmas, and it is going to be exciting, because it always is exciting. So we're going to do a bit of a daily update that avoids the long distance forecast that you so dislike.
Yes, and we'll put more and more certainty on every day. I think that's the really great thing about it. So at the moment, it is crystal ball. We don't really know, but as the days progress, we'll be able to say more firmly what it's looking like. So that'll be really interesting. See how that changes.
What is also interesting is the fact that bets on a white Christmas have actually changed the definition of a white Christmas, haven't they?
Yeah, so originally it used to be a flake of snow had to fall on London Weather Centre. But then as betting really took off, people didn't just want to bet on London, weirdly enough. So it branched out, and now there's, you know, loads of places you can bet on for a white Christmas.
And all you have to do is have snow in that one place, and it is a white Christmas.
Yeah. The last year that we had snow was 2022, apparently.
Oh, really? Well, I remember the Christmases of 2010, 2011, deep snow in Lincolnshire on both occasions. Yeah, it was really quite spectacular, and that doesn't even include the beast from the east. So we can't really have a bet on there will be a white Christmas somewhere, partly because we've got a little bit of knowledge, and partly because it is likely to happen somewhere. It's in the middle of December, for goodness sake. So yes, a day-by-day update on whether or not we'll have a white Christmas. But with that, we'll say ta-ra for now, and Feliz Navidad. I'm going to say that because that song will now be in your head for the rest of the day.
Feliz Navidad, do, do, do. Feliz Navidad.